Hi guys, welcome back. Today I am going to start working on a very special project. I am using the Rosie Studios Heartfelt collection and I am going to work on a wedding album. We got married nearly 10 years ago and I have never scrapped any of those photos. But when I saw this collection, I decided now was the time, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I have chosen to do an 8x8 album. I just felt like it might be a slightly more achievable size in the time frame that I'm thinking I can work on this. It certainly takes up less room on my shelf. 8x8 seems like a perfect size for me, and so that's what I'm going to go with. Today I'm doing kind of a really simple page. I'm starting with an 8x8 just of some white cardstock, and I'm picking out a few of the papers from the 6x6 paper pad because I'm going to do a little bit of paper piecing. You could probably do this with a cut file. As you can see, I just made myself some paper templates very easily. I cut out an 8x8 square of just regular printer paper. I folded it in half again, and then folded it on a diagonal. So I'm basically getting like an eighth of the 8x8 square as triangles so that I can create this kind of pinwheel design, I guess. Starburst, I'm not sure what you really want to call it. Everything is going to come out from the middle, and I'm going to intersperse some of these pattern papers with some other more textural elements. So I started by picking out, I think I picked out 4 papers, and I am going to trim down some of those pieces. I'm just using scissors to do this. It doesn't really matter how clean or messy it's going to be. I'm going to rough up all of the edges and make it purposefully messy later. My photo is going to sit in the middle of this layout. So again, I'm not being like super precise about it. Anywhere that there might be like a little bit of messiness is going to basically get hidden in the end. So it's not really that big a deal. So I trimmed out 3 of the papers with that solid triangle, and then I'm going to do a few little pieces out of some more colourful papers. I've picked really kind of a cool toned blue colour scheme. I really love that blue backed blossom floral pattern there, and I just want to pick out some of the kind of pinker elements from there. So I used the rainbow paper. There is a little bit of green in there, but as you can see, once I put my photo down, it kind of removes the green out of it. So now that I have everything cut out where I need it to go, I'm just going to lightly adhere these pieces down. I'm going to end up stitching these completely with my sewing machine, but I just need them to be a little bit stuck on the paper at the moment so that I can carry on without everything shifting around every time I accidentally knock my cardstock background. So for now, I am just using a tiny bit of tape runner just in the middle of each piece, because my plan is, like I said, to add a few more kind of textural elements to that. One of them being some of the floral die cuts that are in this collection, and I want to be able to tuck those under the papers. So I don't want to fully cover these papers with adhesive. I want to be able to tuck some stuff under there until I have stitched it all down. So I'm adding just the tiniest amount of tape runner in there, and then you can see I'm going to go ahead and start placing my florals. I grabbed this tray and just split apart the 2 packs of die cuts in the collection, pulled out some of the more kind of general pieces that I thought I might use, and then I broke down the rest of it by like florals and heart shapes. Those are the 2 kind of main themes in the collection, so I figure I'll just like fold into that really heavily, and I've got a few very floral themed layouts planned, and I haven't planned anything with the hearts yet, but I think I might, because once I pulled out the 2 packs of die cuts, you can see there's a lot of hearts in there. It's just begging to have some sort of heart themed layout done, especially for a wedding album like this. There are 2 kinds of styles of florals, and I tried to keep them fairly consistent with the ones that I've used. So one of them is kind of a little bit more like watercolory, I guess painterly, a bit more kind of realistic, and some of them are a little bit flatter. And I've just gone with the flatter shaped ones today. All I'm going to do is add some adhesive. There's really kind of 3 florals into each of these sections. I am making sure that I've got my photo in the center there so that I can tuck some of the florals underneath there as well, just so it really does like play up the layers. And I am going to add a couple of leaf shapes in here just to fill in some of those gaps, but I haven't completely filled each section with florals. I'm just kind of, it's almost like creating your own pattern paper in there. There are some larger floral pattern papers. I just really love the texture that these die cuts add. So these ones will get stitched along the edge, so I'm not super worried about adhering them down as well, but I do want a little bit more adhesive on them than the other pattern papers because they're not all of the edges are going to get caught. So I'm going to take that away to my sewing machine, and I've stitched around each of those little segments of paper individually around all 3 sides. And now I'm going to do a little bit of hand stitching. So I have got 2 sections that are spare, and I have just gone ahead and pre-punched some almost like starburst lines going out of there. And I'm just going to do a really basic back stitch all the way down there. I've got about 4 or 5 threads. 4 or 5 lines, and each line only has 3 of the threads from my embroidery floss. But you can see in there, as I was doing the stitches, I added a few tiny little sequins. So I wanted to just add a little bit of sparkle and shine, not too much in the way of color. And it's a super simple technique to do because just every time you fancy having a sequin there, I didn't do it completely on every stitch. I just did it every so often, just balancing out the colors. I added a little gold glitter sequin. I've got a white glitter sequin, and I've got kind of a peachy colored iridescent one in there. So just a few little bits of sparkle and shine, as well as the texture from the hand stitching. Now then I just went ahead and roughed up all of the edges with the machine stitching on there, just using a combination of fingernails and my tweezers there just to lift everything up and again add a little bit more texture. And I feel like this layout is kind of busy enough on its own. I'm not going to do too much in the way of embellishment. I am going to add basically a title. So I was going to use one of the foam alpha titles. I love the you and me and the white glitter, but I decided to add a little chipboard as well. So it says, in this together, you and me. So I did add my photo onto my layout with a little bit of foam adhesive so that it does lift it up a little bit off that roughed up background, and then I could slip the chipboard underneath that and just add on my title, and that's it. I really love how this page came out. It is so pretty, so textural, and actually really simple to achieve. I will leave the link for the Heartfelt collection from Rosie Studios in the description box below. If you want to see more of these layouts, I am doing a bunch more over on my Patreon this month. I hope you'll join me. Hey, thanks for watching today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there are a couple of videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you again really soon. Bye!